In over 30 years of trading the stock market, I have focused my approach around one simple concept that I think when you hear it, you will agree that it makes a lot of sense. I'm going to explain my process for identifying trades. I'll focus on a day trading example, but this approach works whether you are a position trader, a swing trader, a long-term investor. It comes down to one very simple idea. I'll also do my normal market analysis in this video. And then at the end of the video, we'll look at the trade of the week on CLRO, which is one of the hottest stocks of the week. So how do we find hot stocks? What is the approach based on? Well, very simply, I begin with a recognition that the stock market is not fair. There will always be some people who get better access to information. Maybe it's that they're just faster at getting the information and interpreting it, or maybe they get information that is not widely known. But you should understand that we're not all playing on the same level playing field. Some people get better information than others. And I don't really try to compete by being smart or well-informed, because you don't have to be. Because there's people that have better information than others and act on it very quickly, all we have to do is look for abnormal trading activity as an indication that those people are trading on new information that is significant and important. In other words, I don't have to know anything. I just have to follow the people that know the most and act the quickest. And so to do that, my focus is on significant new information that creates abnormal buying pressure. I look for abnormality. My simple saying is I love surprises. In the stock market, when a stock surprises with an abnormal price move, an abnormal volume, you know that there is some significant fundamental change underway that is going to drive price to go higher. So I have built algorithms to look for this abnormal trading activity, and that's what I'll show you next here. So this is my dashboard that I watch throughout the trading day, and there's a lot of different windows on this dashboard. This particular program that I use is called TradeStation. Some of you may have heard of that. I have no affiliation with TradeStation. They don't sponsor this video. It has nothing to do with me. It's a tool I've used for a very long time. And the idea here is that I am looking for stocks that are making abnormal moves. Now, this window down here is the one that I primarily focus on most during the day. It looks for stocks that are making an abnormal price move with abnormal volume on a 1 minute interval. So in other words, if it makes a big price jump over the last 1 minute, it will trigger in that window. Now this window over here is the list of the most actively traded low float stocks. And the reason we look at low float stocks, and by the way, low float simply means that they don't have many shares available to trade. So if a stock has less than 50 million shares available to trade, I consider that low float, but 10 million is much better than 50 million, and 5 million is better than 10 million. So we love stocks that don't have many shares to trade, because if there's not a big supply of shares to trade, but there's a strong demand for those shares because of some news that's come out or some rumor in the stock market, that stock can go up very quickly, 100%, 500% in a very short period of time. And so I'm trying to focus on stocks that aren't very well known, that don't have a lot of shares out, but then generate strong buying interest because of typically some news. So that's what that low float list is. This particular list right here, called Alpha Gainers, looks for stocks that are trading with statistically significant abnormal volume. You see at the top of that list, we have CLRO. That was the day trade of the week that I will show you at the end of the video. It was the most active, most abnormal stock on Thursday before the long weekend. There's some other windows on here. I have a day trader list that looks for a certain algorithm that I'm running. This is for swing trading, looking for stocks that are making abnormal price moves with abnormal volume over the last 13 minutes, so much longer than the moonshot list, which is looking for stocks that are trading abnormally on a 1 minute interval. So all I'm doing is I'm watching this screen through the day. I've got automated processes that are pulling the entire market or polling the entire market, looking for that abnormal trading action. And when I get a signal that there is something moving up in an abnormal way over the last minute, then I jump to the chart. And so in the charts, I'm looking for that surprise. Now you'll notice here that there's a little orange and pink dot right there. So that is an indicator that I created for TradeStation called an action candle. Action because there's sudden action in the stock that wasn't there before. You can see this particular stock, CWD, this is a 1-minute chart, and over the previous week was doing nothing. Nobody cares about the stock, and then all of a sudden it jumps up in price and it jumps up in volume. Now, if I had been watching that stock at that moment, I'd say, hey, there's something going on there, but I have no reason to watch it because there's thousands of stocks out there. Why would I watch this one? Well, I only watch it when that dashboard that I showed you signals that there is a stock making an abnormal price move with abnormal volume over the last 1 minute. And when that happens, then I jump to the chart like you see here, and I investigate to make sure it's breaking from the sort of patterns that I like to see. Now, the result of that particular action, so right there was that action candle, and that was at just under 80 cents. You can see there just under 80 cents. And over the next couple of hours, that stock went into a steady climb and doubled in price. Now, I don't know anything about what this company does. I don't care. What I know is that the people that know the most were buying down here, and I just follow them. And there's other signals to trade the stock along the way. You see there's a little blue dot there. That's another indicator I have, which is a break of a pullback. So sometimes I'll buy those breaks of pullbacks. You can see there's another action candle right here, breaking a pullback for a shorter move. But that's all it is I watch that dashboard. I look for stocks trading abnormally. Most of the time is spent waiting. You just sit there and wait for, I have audible alerts that sound off when that's any stock is starting to move abnormally. So I just sit there and wait for audible alerts. And when I get one, I look at my screen, check the symbol, pull up the chart. I do that all within seconds. And then I can jump on those stocks before most people do. And I've been doing that in some way for over 30 years. What I've done, say 5 years ago, was not as fast. Nowadays, we're looking at 1-minute charts. I used to do that on 2-minute charts. But the market keeps getting faster and faster, so you shorten the time frame to find those abnormal moves. All right, hopefully that's interesting. We're going to move on now to the analysis of the overall markets. I know people are always a little worried about, is there going to be a stock market crash, or is the market rally going to continue? And so I always like to take a look in these videos at the overall markets, and good reason to subscribe. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, click on that subscribe button. Let's jump into the charts again. We're going to jump into my website, stockscores.com, and we'll pull up the chart of the S&P 500, SPY, and we'll first look at a 1-month chart here. And you can see over the last month, the S&P has more or less been sort of in this sideways pattern. This is something called a pennant pattern, where the volatility is compressing over time. So here, the big price move down, a bigger price move up, but each wave is getting tighter and tighter. And that's like a coiled spring. Eventually, you get a break from that spring. Most likely, the break will be to the upside because, as you'll see in a moment, the momentum is to the upside. But it could also break down, and then we have to get a little bit worried. So for now, the short-term chart is neutral, and the long-term chart, this is the 3-year weekly chart, you can see the trend is up. We got a little bit to the top of the channel here, and we're just pulling back a little bit. Very typical. Volumes were very light last week as it was a holiday week, and so not as much action in the market. We are seeing some rotation out of the high-flying tech stocks and into the maybe the small caps, which I'll show you in a moment. Let's take a look at the chart of the NASDAQ 100. And here you can see that there's just quite a bit of volatility there. It was trending up really well. That was real strength in stocks like Intel and some of the other semiconductors. And then you get some profit taking. That's inevitable. You're going through this cycle of building this pennant pattern. I can draw a line across the tops and a line across the bottoms. That's called a pennant. And if we break out of the pennant, then we should continue the upward trend. If we break down from the pennant, then we'll see some more profit taking in that group. I think we're probably finished the short-term profit taking, but we still need the signal. Let's take a look at the small cap market. IWM is the symbol there, and the trend is up. This is the daily chart, and so relatively speaking, compared to the large cap stocks, I would say it's better than the large caps. The small caps seem to be attracting some capital, and perhaps it's because the expectation for interest rates is that they will go down, but we'll look at a chart on that in a moment because there was an interesting change in that outlook this week. All right, let's move along to the Canadian market. We have lots of Canadian viewers of these videos, And there you see it, the Canadian market is in an upward trend, and therefore the buyers are in control. Now, gold had a great upward move. Obviously, we all remember that. It's had a bursting bubble candle right there, and then broke down from a falling top right there, and we've been trending lower ever since. So gold is now pretty sick in the short term, but the 3-year weekly chart's still not that bad because our long-term upward trend line is there, and we've pulled back to that long-term upward trend line where we should actually bounce and perhaps find some support. So we'll watch this carefully, but there may be a buying opportunity in gold after a pretty dismal, say, 4 or 5 months. Now, oil obviously been very volatile with what has been going on with Iran, and you can see the strong upward move, but we broke the upward trend there, built a falling top. We talked about these falling tops last week, and then broke down from a falling top, and that should signal more of a move down. It's going to be volatile, highly dependent on the headlines, but it seems like the initial move up because of the excitement around supply issues is going away. All right, let's move along to currencies now. The US dollar in an upward trend has been quite bullish for the last 4 or 5 months as commodities have been falling. Bitcoin, ugly, and has been ugly for some time. If you look at the 3-year weekly chart, the upward trend line was broken right there, and then falling top and a breakdown from a falling top, and it just continues to be in a downward trend, so a market best avoided in general. Finally, let's take a look at the chart of the bond market, TLT. And it had been moving up, and that's why I think small caps got some support. But the last 3 days of the week, last week, we saw some selling pressure, and that's a bit of a concern for the small caps. So we'll see if that transforms into anything worse. But I was a little bit optimistic last week, and now that is not so much. So my ratings then, neutral on both time frame, or neutral on the short term for both US large cap and NASDAQ, but still bullish long term. US small cap and Canadian stocks, bullish on both time frames. Gold, bearish, but long term neutral as we are at that upward trend line where it may bounce. Oil's bearish. I've kept it on neutral long term because I still think there is some potential for upside moves based on headlines, and you never know when those can happen. US dollar bullish on both time frames, Bitcoin bearish, and bonds neutral. All right, now let's take a look at the trade of the week and another example of a stock that surprised the market with a abnormal price move on a 1-minute chart. And we'll see that action candle indicator, that orange dot. This was CLRO, the most active of the speculative stocks on Thursday before the long weekend. And there's that that orange and pink dot action candle. Stock was very actively traded. You had boring sideways trading coming into this. So this is a pattern called an ascending triangle. We break out of that, and then we go into this nice upward trend. If you want to learn more about these kinds of approaches, this sort of approach to the market, again, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Go to my website, stockscores.com. There's lots of information there about how I approach the market. And I've got a free weekly email that goes out there. You can register for that on the homepage. And make sure you come back and watch these videos every week. I'm always highlighting some of these trades, both short-term day trades, but also the longer-term stuff as well. Hope you've enjoyed it. If so, click the like button. And as always, trade well.